Guys, we'll start the session in next 30 seconds or so. So participants are still joining. So good evening, everyone. Welcome to today's session of After Hours with William O'Neill India, dated November 9, 2022. I hope everyone's doing well after the volatile session that we had during the market, and I hope everyone's health is all okay for seeing the volatility that Nifty was unable to probably hold on to its day's highs and then came back and closed near the day's lows. So we'll talk much about that as the slides progress, as the presentation progress, and just like to give a small disclaimer that any stock, any security that we might discuss in today's session should not be considered as a buy or sell recommendation, and we're just doing it for education. So the precursor that I was giving during my initial intro was that again with the SGX indicating a very positive opening of like probably Nifty going upwards of 350 mark, and that's what we were discussing during the pre-bell as well. But that didn't happen. That didn't solidify as well, and Nifty probably opened just above the 275 mark. And as you can see, Nifty continued to move downward throughout the trading day. Once, like during the second half of the trading session, there was some kind of respite. Nifty jumped from uh, the day's lows, but as you see, these were 5-minute candles, and in the last 15 to 20 minutes, you can see even again Nifty got thrown down by around 50 to 70 points. So overall, it was not a good day for Nifty. And if you talk about on the volume front as well, the volumes were above average, and was around 306, 307 billion. And selling on that kind of a volume is not a good sign. And similarly, what we are talking about today's candle, you can see it's a bearish reversal candle that the close and the low is very close to each other or the same. So Nifty is unable to hold on to its highs. It's unable to break this 18,350 mark, which is the 52-week high. And post that only, we can probably take the markets to confirm a trend. Yes, the buy switch is on, but the confidence in the rally would only happen once Nifty takes the 52-week high and probably stages a follow-through day as well. So kind of, if you look at it, is in the last 5 to 6 session, Nifty is kind of consolidating in this very tight range. So let's see if it probably breaks out or breaks down and finds support somewhere near the 21 DMA or the 15 DMA. At the moment, there is no trigger, but there's an important trigger for the markets coming tomorrow in terms of your uh, CPI data, that is the inflation data from units. Probably that can probably act as a good trigger for the market. If we talk about gainers for the day, the top gainers were Adani, which has gained around 4%, Coal India by around 3%, ITC by around 2%. Hero Motoko and Dr. Reddy gained by around 0.9%. Talking about on the losers front, Hindalco was the top loser as it lost around 4.7%. Power Grid was in line with it as it lost 4%. Divi's Lab by 3.4%, Grasim by 2%, and Sun Pharma by 1.6%. Talking about the top sectors for the day, or how the sectors fared, there is only one sector that probably was in the eye of the market, and as you can see as well, that is the Nifty PSU banks. These are the ones that are probably holding up Nifty Bank as well, and the bigger banks holding Nifty as well. And PSU banks are the ones probably there. If you look at SBI Bank result, Bank of Baroda result, all of them probably were really good, and all of them are in a good rally phase. And similarly, there will be some support for Nifty Bank as well. Nifty FMCG also is trading well above its 21 and 50 DMA. So it's in a good space. If we talk about, on the other hand, we talk about the losers, Nifty, Metal, Nifty, Pharma declined by around 0.9% and 1.1%, even auto by around 0.8%, and even realty by 1.4%. So apart from your Nifty PSU bank, there was no probably major sector that we could have talked about in today's session. Talking about key news for the day, the top result for today was Tata Motors. The result came at around 4 p.m. and it was a big miss on the street estimates. However, revenue increased by 29.7% YOY, EBITDA increased by 35.4% YOY, EBITDA margins expanded just by 40 bps to 7%. Street was expecting somewhere around 10 to 10.2%, so that was a big miss there. Even the net loss contracted from 4,441 crores to 944.1 crores. But if we talk about from the street estimate perspective, the street was expecting profit of around 240 to 50 crores for the quarter. Talking about other results, Finolex revenue grew by 16.9% YOY, PAT dipped by 61.8% YOY. Barbecue Nations revenue grew by 30.6% YOY, PAT surged by to 7.1 crores from 2.9 crores a year ago. 3M India, as we talk about, revenues grew by 16.3% YOY, PAT surged by 65.4% YOY. Ekal's Q2 FY23 revenue grew by 19.1% YOY, PAT declined by 43.6% YOY. So now we are coming to the audience favorite section of that is the chart of the day. And the chart of the day for us is West Coast paper, and the paper sector or the paper industry has been in momentum, and this is one of the stock which is trading near the pivot. The only issue is that the result is due tomorrow, and before the result is out, it's kind of dangerous to trade in the stock, because if the result turns out bad, probably the stock won't be able to break out. So if we talk about the fundamental and business prospects for the company, it's mainly into paper and paperboard division. That is 96% of the revenue. They provide the papers under the Westco brand, paper and paper boards, along with range of office stationery, premium printing products, and value-added products. For FY20, we talk about capacity utilization was around 93%. They just ventured into cables division, which is just 4% of the revenue. They manufacture optical fiber cables through its manufacturing facility located in Mysore. The production of optical fiber cables is around 63,630 kilometers in FY22. And similarly, they would be on to ramping up this new cables division as well. And talking about the distribution network and presence, the company has a base of 75 dealers with 6 zonal offices in India, and they also export to 15 countries. And talking about their merger with the paper company, that is Andhra Paper, that is also augured well. That is also expected to augur well for the company. Now, talking about from an O'Neill front, I mean, the superior fundamental profile can be seen across your major integrated paper players. And as you can see, for the last 6 to 7 quarters, with developing good results, and similar anticipation is there for the current quarter as well, with the current quarter results as well. And similarly, you can see institutional holding for the stock improving. EPS rating of 77 is really good. Master score of 84 as well. Your buyer demand is very strong at 8, and similarly with price strength at 89. And as you can see, the RS line in the handle, I mean, near the breakout is probably trying to move higher. That is also a very good sign. You can see some blue bars happening, and that is also like a good sign for the stock. And just 6.23% of 5. The stage count is 3, relatively high, but 4 and above becomes really dangerous. 3 can still be taken a chance if the other parameters in terms of the fundamental profile and the business prospects, the industry prospects is qualifying well for the company. So probably tomorrow is the result, And if it happens during the market hours, one can see the market reaction to it. But if it happens post the market hours, probably tomorrow again becomes a blackout period for the stock in terms from the Unil perspective. If we talk about it, to probably trade post the results. So let's see if the results come on a good footing. That's been coming in for the last 5 to 6 quarters, and if that does it, probably the West Coast paper can break out as well above average. So thank you, and stay tuned to our space of pre-bell and after hours at 4:30 p.m. sharp, and pre-bell at 8:45 a.m. sharp for Monday to Friday. Thank you.